Hello, everybody. Real quick, OBS was being a butt and occasionally making my audio really crunchy for no reason. So I've tried updating it and Windows, and hopefully that has solved it, and I won't have to edit as hard anymore. We'll find out, I guess. And I moved my little guy because he was blocking the character portraits, and I think this is probably fine. Yeah. Ow! Oh, God. I really hope he didn't hit his head. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Before I can run over to him, the boy manages to get himself back on the chair, proceeding to get up and turn to me. The boy looks away from me, his whole face turning red. His tail lashes nervously behind him like a cornered, frightened cat. God, I really did a number on him, huh? Sorry about that. I didn't mean to scare you. I just, The boy relaxes, if only slightly. He crosses his arms and sits upright on the chair. Sorry, I didn't know there were still other students around. Can I help you with something? Oh, no, sorry for staring. I don't think I've ever seen him before. And I know for a fact that most freshmen wouldn't be in this building today unless they had some business in the faculty office. Did he just wander in here and get into the club room? No, but it would be kept locked in the first place. There's no way he'd have been able to get in. He also doesn't really strike me as a freshman. He doesn't have that innocent, hopeful spark that you see in the eyes of most freshmen. I'm sorry to ask so suddenly, but are you a freshman here? Because you certainly don't look like it. The boy blinks a few times, cocking his head to the side. Then, as he looks down at his own uniform, he seems to understand my question. No, I mean, I'm new here, but I just transferred to this school today. I'm actually a senior. Oh, right. He talks. Hold on. Wait. Pause. Maybe I can slow the text down and actually read something. Okay, never mind. I checked and it doesn't actually slow it down at all. So I'll just go through it. I had a few problems at home this morning and ended up not being able to, and because I got here too late, class has already started, I had to stick around until they were open again this morning, but she refused to show me around school. I get it. Slow down. I'm sorry. Was I talking too fast again? Again? Is this a common occurrence for him? Still, he talks so fast that I can't even keep up with what he's saying. He's kind of giving me a headache. He definitely looks like the high energy type. No, that's not even the weirdest thing. How can you say so much about yourself to someone you've only just met? Wait, is he still talking? Crap. I've been so caught up in my own thoughts that I wasn't paying attention. Not really good with crowds. I get into this room to avoid the giant crowd swarming. It was really out of tune though, so it took me quite some time to get it up and running again. The boy strokes the keys of the piano, smiling gently at them. The piano seems to calm him down a bit. I have to admit, he has a beautiful smile when he lets his guard down. Wait, isn't he relaxing a bit too much? He completely forgot that I'm here. He's just fawning over the piano right now. He certainly is energetic, I'll give him that. Did you say you got here just after today's classes ended? Yeah, I did. Why? Well, it's just... I point towards the clock right above the whiteboard. It's already 15 past 6. Eh? He looks towards the direction I am pointing, slowly, almost like clockwork. I swear I can almost hear the clicking sound as his head turns. Once he sees the clock, he freezes. Eh? This guy's too much. How did he not notice time passing? The sky is completely orange, for God's sakes. No way! I didn't even get to find my classroom yet! What am I gonna do? At this point, it's clear as day that he's panicking. And I'm probably a horrible person because watching him acting this way is incredibly funny. Maybe I could do something nice for him and show him around? It's not like he's a bad guy, just a little rough around the edges. But then again, I'm not exactly fond of the idea of hanging out around someone I don't know. Yeah, just give myself more to read. Well, I suppose I'm free right now. I can show you around some of the more important areas of school if you like. I do feel bad for scaring him like that when I came in. The poor guy almost had a heart attack. I remember Shoichi telling me a while ago that I'm always too unfriendly to new people, so I try my best to sound warm and kind. It feels refreshing somehow. It's been a while since I've legitimately tried to be friendly to someone new. Really? Really? His eyes go so wide that I can barely even make out the color of his iris now. Oh, wait, yeah. This guy has such drastic shifts in emotion that it's starting to give me whiplash. Sure. We'd have to be quick, though. They'll close things up in about an hour. Could you just tell me what classroom you were assigned to? It was classroom 3B. 3B? Then that means... Oh, it's the same as me. He smiles from ear to ear, his eyes nearly twinkling with excitement. Really? That makes everything a lot easier. Oh, by the way, my dad told me something about this school having special classes for seniors. Can you tell me what that is about? Special classes? You mean college prep? If so, then it's just a specific class where they give students some extra classes to prepare them for entrance exams. So, the best students get special treatment. Isn't that kind of unfair? Not really. You're allowed to move up to that class until the last month of class, so really, anyone can join it as long as they work hard enough. That's not true. I mean, even if I studied 25 hours a day, I'd still never place in the top 50. What? How much do you usually score on your tests? I've never had more than 50 in any test I've ever taken. What? Is this for real? You need an 80-point average to graduate, you know. Eh? He freezes yet again. Even his tail is completely frozen mid-motion. How is he doing that? Eh? And there he goes again. No way, no way, no way! What am I gonna do now? No one told me this when I applied to this school. How did you even pass the transfer exam anyway? I heard it's harder than our midterms. I didn't have to take one. They took me in for the music program. In other words, kind of like a scholarship? Well, I suppose if they've allowed you in without testing you, they might just lower the passing score for you. At least I hope they do. This guy is seriously hopeless if they don't. Is that so? Phew. You really had me worried just now. Completely back to normal already. Anyway, I'm Jun. Jun Kobayashi. Pleased to meet you. I hesitate for a second when he extends his hand towards me. This guy is completely throwing me off my pace. As soon as I grab his hand, he starts shaking my hand excitedly. Actually, maybe too much excitement. Way too much excitement. Alright. That's enough for now, okay? He looks completely clueless as I pull my hand away from his death grip. Jeez, this guy isn't normal by any definition of the word. I'm Yuichi Michimiya. It's nice to meet you too. I never said Yuichi Michimiya before. It's a lot of E. Whatever. Yuichi Mishimiya, huh? It's a wonderful name. I really like it. Oh, well, thank you, I guess. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, if you don't mind, we should probably get going already. It's starting to get late. Oh, right. I forgot. He dives behind the piano and picks up his bag. There are books and papers falling off of it. This guy really looks like the messy type. Nothing out of the ordinary with the bag itself, though. The owner apparently makes up for the bag's plainness. Shall we? We leave the music room and I start showing him around the school. I'll settle on a solid voice for him eventually. It keeps drifting. Wow, this school's really big. We haven't even seen everything and my legs are already trembling from all the walking. I think that's more to do with you being out of shape and less to do with the school size. Though I should probably hold off on saying something that tactless. Hey, Mishimiya-san. San. What about the other side of the locker room? The other side? Ah, he's looking at the door to the volleyball courts. Wait, should I even let him go there in the first place? When I took him to the tennis court, he just kept walking around like a kid in an amusement park, shouting things like, "So this is what a tennis court looks like," and "It's so amazing." He even took a few pictures. God knows what those are about. That's for the volleyball courts. I don't think I'm allowed to take you there, though. I'm not a member of that club. What about the tennis courts? Did you have permission to take me there? I think the big tennis bag I'm carrying with me should have been enough to tell him I'm a member. But this guy is apparently very dense. Uh-huh. Well, I'm a member. Shouldn't the clothes and the big tennis bag I carry around have tipped you off to that? Wow, really? I've never really watched a match live, but it totally looks like an awesome sport. I don't know any rules, though. God, too much. This guy is too much. He has way too much gas in his tank. I don't know how to deal with people like that. Yuichi? Just as I hear a voice calling out to me, Shoichi's head peeks out from behind a couple of lockers. As soon as he notices me, he smiles and walks up to us. He's completely covered in sweat. His clothes look like they've been submerged in water. What are you doing here? I thought you had left already. He finally notices Kobayashi, who seems to have tried to hide behind me. Who's this? A new club member. Kobayashi's entire body goes stiff as he steps out from behind me. All of his motions have suddenly turned mechanic. I'm Jun Kobayashi. It's a pleasure to meet you. For some reason, he seems even more nervous around Shoichi than he was with me. Shoichi studies him for a few seconds, looking incredibly interested in him. Kobayashi, huh? If I'm not mistaken, you're the student I was asked to accompany today. Me? Kobayashi looks to be in shock, taking a step back and nearly choking on his own words. To be honest, even I'm a little surprised. Shoichi was asked to meet a new student? What for? You know about me? Yeah. One of the teachers was supposed to show you around school today, but she called in sick. Since I'm the student council president, I was asked to do it in her stead, but you never showed up. Almost as if he were stabbed by an invisible arrow, Kobayashi's entire body shivers at Shoichi's merciless words. And here I waited for almost an hour, losing my first class of the day because you didn't show up. Another invisible arrow. You know, I really wish people would call beforehand if they happen to be late for something. It's not like everyone else has infinite free time like some people, right? Kobayashi slumps his shoulder in defeat, mumbling a few incoherent apologies. The fact that Shuichi could say all that with a smile on his face, though. Scary. Shuichi, you're scary. Well, he says he got here a bit late and the gates were already closed, so it's not entirely his fault, right, Kobayashi-kun? Kobayashi nods. Yes. I'm sorry I was so late. I had been living in a different town until recently and ended up getting lost. I'm so sorry to have inconvenienced you. In what is certainly an uncharacteristic moment for him, Shuichi examines Kobayashi as if he didn't know what to make of the situation. I guess I'm not the only one who gets thrown off his pace by this guy. Well, it's alright, I suppose. I was mostly joking anyway. It didn't look like you were. I've already been informed of your circumstances. If you want, I could give you a quick tour. Oh, no, it's alright. Michimiya-san already did. Shuichi looks at me, dumbstruck. Wait, Michimiya-kun helped? A stranger? Of his own free will? Seriously? Don't look so surprised about it. Yeah, I did. Got a problem with that? No, not at all. It was just really unexpected. Have you already taken him to the faculty office? The faculty office? Why would I take him there? Shuichi stares at me in surprise. New students have to be assigned a teacher as their counselor when they join. You should know this. We did it 2 years ago. Oh. Now that he mentioned it, I do remember something like that. Wait, is this why I'm always having to deal with Katsuragi-sensei? I honestly didn't remember. Oh, I completely forgot. You don't have to look at me with such disappointed eyes. It's not my fault, you know. You can't expect me to remember that. It was a whole 2 years ago. It's no problem. I mean, even if we don't get to finish everything today, he still helps a lot. Judging from Shuichi's expression, I guess even he must be having serious problems coming up with things to say in this situation. He does tend to take his responsibilities quite seriously, so he's probably trying to figure out how much he can still do before school closes. Well, I guess it should be fine. I'll explain to the teacher in charge of admissions that you couldn't show up today. I'm sure he'll understand. There's not much we can do since all the teachers have already gone home, so just hang tight until tomorrow, okay? Actually, Kobayashi-san, would you mind if I borrow Michimiya-kun? I need him to help me with something. Oh, it's fine. Though I was looking forward to seeing the volleyball courts. It's fine if you want to. I can take you to the courts. I was going to ask Michimiya. Shuichi stumbles on his speech when saying my name. For some reason, he tends to treat everyone very formally when around other students, even his own friends. Still, it sounds pretty weird to hear my last name come out of his mouth. And I'm sure it must be even weirder for him to say it. Sorry. I'm not used to calling him by his last name. If it bothers you so much, why are you doing it? Shuichi starts rubbing the back of his neck. You're supposed to use polite speech when you're first introduced to someone, after all. Stop being so stuck up and call me by my name. You're trying too much to sound like an adult. It's creepy and annoying. Kobayashi starts laughing. Shuichi glares at me. I'm sorry. It's okay. He takes a minute to steady his breathing before he tries to resume talking. If you feel uncomfortable calling him that, then you don't need to force yourself just because I'm around. Actually, I really hate polite speech. If you prefer, you can just call me June. I know I'd like it better if you did. Shoichi ponders it for a second before nodding. All right. In that case, you can just call me Shoichi. Jun-kun bows excitedly. It's time. This time he doesn't look like a clockwork piece. Well, since that's out of the way, you can look at the volleyball courts all you want. I'm the only one around right now. I was actually hoping to get Yuichi to help me with my training. Shoichi looks at me expectantly. I think of backing out, but when I turn around, I see Jun-kun beaming with excitement. Alright, fine. But let's not take too long, okay? I was intending to go home soon. Yeah, no problem. Jun-kun starts strolling around, pointing and gasping at everything in sight, even a ball cart. Who gets excited over a ball cart? Shoichi makes his way to the setter position. I see a pretty big pool of sweat beneath his feet. How long has he been practicing? Okay. Yuichi, get into position and throw me the ball. And this is a drill I've already done a ton of times. Since Shoichi makes me help him with his practice constantly, I've learned quite a lot about volleyball. Also, I seem to be pretty decent at it. Well, I tend to be pretty decent at most things anyway. I throw the ball right over Shoichi's head. When it's a little above the net, he jumps, tossing the ball into the air. I start running as soon as he jumps. I make sure of the ball's position, and I too jump towards it. I aim my spike just over the line. The ball hits the floor with a resounding wham right on top of the line. Nice spike. Whoa! A deafening voice assaults my ears. How can you jump so high? And the sound of the ball made when you hit your hand was so loud. Doesn't your hand hurt after hitting it like that? And how did you aim it so close to the line? And now, how about we time out for a bit? Even Shoichi is taken aback by his sudden outburst of excitement. I've only met him today and I'm already having a hard time dealing with it. And he studies in the same class as me. This is a pretty simple thing if you train your legs. Yuichi might not have to jump as often as a volleyball player, but he still has very strong legs from playing tennis. As for if it hurts his hand, I guess you could say that it stings a bit, but I'm not sure if I can call it painful. Aiming is just a matter of practicing a lot too. Now, mind if we continue? Please do! Shoichi hands me another ball. Gah. I can feel Kobayashi's eyes on me right now. He really is watching intently. I toss the ball to Shoichi again and we repeat the drill. It goes over his head and, right when it's at the top of the net, he jumps and tosses the ball whilst in midair. Shoichi's tosses are incredibly accurate and easy to spike. He's the sort of setter that prioritizes easy to spike tosses. As such, he's very well liked by his team. He's already considered the best setter in our prefecture, maybe even in the whole country, though it'd be hard to tell for sure. Despite how good he is, the rest of his team is only average, so they've only managed to qualify for the national tournament once. He'd be really mad at me if I said it out loud, though. We keep doing this drill for a while. Every now and then, Jun stops us to ask questions. At first, he was only asking us things about volleyball, but... So, how long have you guys known each other? He's starting to get way too personal. Shoichi doesn't seem fazed by it in the slightest. Well, it probably doesn't take too long for a guy as sociable as Shoichi to adapt to this sort of thing. In fact, he's in a really good mood, constantly smiling and going along with whatever Jun asks. Let me see. I guess it's been about 12 years, right, Yuichi? I guess it would be something like that, yeah. Wow, that's a long time to get to know each other. We met during our sports club's training camp. It turned out that we both went to the same club but had never met since we played different sports. If we hadn't shared a seat on the bus back then. It looks like he's reminiscing. Come to think of it, I hadn't really paid much attention to how long we've known each other for. When I think about it, I barely do anything without Shuichi these days. When I think of it, it's almost like having a younger brother. I see what you mean, but why am I the younger brother? I'm older than you. You get to be the older brother when you learn to take care of yourself without inconveniencing other people. It must be nice being so close with someone. I don't have any friends. Not since I last switched schools anyway. Shuichi smiles. Just the atmosphere around him is already helping keep the shy and jumpy new guy at a better mood. He's just so good with people that others can't help but relax around him. You shouldn't worry too much. If you want, you can just hang out with us. You're in the same class as Yuichi anyway, right? Of course! Thank you very much! And just like that, it seems we've adopted a stray cat. We spend almost an hour helping Shuichi practice. Hey, Yuichi, would you mind waiting around for me? I'll just towel myself off and get changed. Sure. Well, I guess I'll get going now. It's already pretty late. Yuichi-san, Shuichi-san, thanks for the help. Jun-kun bows and takes his leave. Shuichi, you're so easy to read. You're obviously annoyed that he added the san, aren't you? I did tell him to drop the honorifics, didn't I? You were acting very formal around him. Poor guy is probably confused. Well, I guess that's true. He's a pretty interesting boy, though. Yeah, tell me about it. A little bit too hyper for me. Really? I find it endearing. I sit down on one of the benches and wait around until Shuichi is done getting dressed. It got so late while we were goofing around that it's already gotten dark. By the way, Shuichi, how did you get to stay so late in the courts? I noticed that no one came around to close it. I got the keys from my coach. I thought they didn't allow students to stay at school after class. Of course they do. All you have to do is ask nicely and sign a turn of responsibility. Sorry, I'm not cut out for that sort of thing. What? Not cut out for being a normal person? Anyway, did you have fun on your first day? It's the same as every year, really. Well, I thought you'd be a little more relaxed after practice. You had a great practice match today and you didn't even care about it. I wouldn't say that I didn't care, it's just... I don't even know. It didn't give me the usual thrill. Shuichi cuts in front of me, forcing me to stop. When I start asking him what he's doing, he flicks me in the forehead. You've been like that for the past 3 years already. It needs to stop, it's just not healthy. I rub at the spot he flicked me. Damn, that stung. Been like what? Can you at least try to make sense? How dense can you be? It's obvious for me since I've been watching you play since we were kids. You have something on your mind, don't you? What is it? I don't know. If there's anything going on with me, it's certainly not intentional. You think I like making almost no progress in practice? So you've noticed your slow development. Of course I noticed. How dumb would I have to be in order not to? It's so frustrating. I see players that were clearly weaker than me 2 or 3 years ago suddenly beat me with ease. And that, of course, only makes me even more anxious. Shuichi scratches his head in confusion. I guess I know what you mean. Tennis is a pretty lonely sport. You've only got yourself to rely on. That's why I like volleyball. Your teammates are always there to cover for you or help you along if you're having difficulty. And the way I see it, I could be playing my best and clearly be the best player, and yet still lose because my team dragged me down. It's what's been happening to you. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What did you say? Nothing? We walk along in silence for a few minutes. I'm usually pretty bad with words. At times like this, I usually rely on Shuichi to keep the conversation going. If he goes quiet too... Sorry. Huh? What for? I know you're uncomfortable talking about this. I shouldn't have said anything. It's fine. To be honest, Katsuragi-sensei was also saying the same thing. She says I stopped trying to excel. She's not entirely wrong either. I'll admit, I used to try a lot harder before, both in tennis and in school. I guess I just lost my drive. Wow, you shouldn't worry about it too much. Even if you're like this now, you're aware of your faults and are working to change. I'm sure things will work out. Always the optimist, huh? I try. Shuichi wraps his arm over my neck and pulls me closer, petting my head. I let him have his fun for a while. I guess I'm in a good mood. He does take the concept of skinship a little too far sometimes, though. Before I notice it, we're almost at my house. Damn, so pleasant that I completely zoned out. You can let go of me now. Oh, feeling self-conscious? No, I just think I've already let you have enough fun. We're even now. I think you were having way more fun than I was. Don't make me hit you. Sure thing. He pulls away from me. By the way, I know I sound like a broken record, but this is our last year of high school. It'd be a shame if we spent it freaking out about the future. Let's just take things one step at a time, okay? Sure. And I guess I should consult with a few coaches about a new training program. Oh, that sounds like a good idea. A change of routine might actually help you with that psychological block of yours. Why don't you ask one of your sponsors to get you a personal coach? Nah. I don't want them to think they've got too much power over me. They already send you equipment and help pay for your travel expenses. Pretty safe to say they've got a lot of power over you and they know it. Oh, shut up. Shuichi grins. Well, not that it matters anyway. I'm sure there are lots of professional coaches in Japan that would like to work with you. Plus, almost all players in the country would jump at the opportunity of practicing with you. Oh, now that he mentioned it, I'm pretty sure I heard something about an exchange program. Oh, that's right. Actually, I kind of just remembered. But there are a few tennis clubs out of our prefecture holding an exchange program. The minimum requirement is being ranked 12 or higher in the Kanto youth ranking. Does that mean Tanabe would be participating too? Takagi Tanabe is the current #1 player in the youth circuit. I've known him since I first played against him in the U13 Kanto tournament. We've already faced each other over 20 times during official competitions and the likes. While the advantage originally went my way, he started catching up to me over the years. By the time we got to our first year of high school, I could no longer lay a finger on him. I think so. His club is the one organizing it all. That's great then. Why don't you go? What's your ranking right now in Kanto right now? 3? 4? 2? and I don't know if I should. I mean, I definitely get a good amount of practice, but I'm afraid I might psych myself out if I meet him there. You're refusing the opportunity of practicing against the best player in the country. You. This is more serious than I thought. Your heart's turned to glass. Shut up. I'm not afraid of it or anything, Honestly, I might actually be scared. I have avoided playing Keisuke all this time for no reason other than him reminding me of Takagi. Maybe I really do have a block. Shuichi examines me with a concerned look. Well, you don't have to worry about it too much. Whether you decide to go or not, you'll still have good practice partners over here. You can always use Urushihara as your Tanabe proxy. Kei-kun's skills aren't nearly as refined as Takagi's. Ouch, poor Urushihara. Well, we're here. Sorry, I can't stay for a while. I have some stuff I need to work on right away. Tell Aki-kun and your mom I said hi. Sure. Message me if you need anything. Of course. Shuichi waves at me without turning back and keeps walking away. It's a good thing he lives so close, but it tends to get annoying when he pops in without a warning. Mom, Aki, I'm home. Mom's shoes aren't here. Maybe she's out? I hear footsteps coming from the stairs. My little brother, Akiyoshi, walks down. Oh, Aki, you're home already, huh? What do you mean, already? It's pretty late. By the way, Mom said she'd be late again, so you'll have to cook. Straight to the point, huh? Ah, you're right. I'll get right to it. Sorry you had to wait for me. It's fine. I figured you'd be staying late for practice anyway. Well, it wasn't because of practice, but if he's okay with it, I won't complain. What do you want me to cook for you? Just some rice would be fine. I don't really care. You're telling me you went to practice today, worked up a sweat, and all you want to eat is rice. You need to eat properly if you want to get stronger. Oops. Yeah. You're starting to sound like Mom. Hey, I'm telling you this as an athlete to an aspiring athlete. You need to watch what you eat. What are you going to do if you go to the third set and you can't even run anymore? I'm 12. We don't play 3-set matches yet. You will someday. Might as well start working up your stamina right now. All right. Just make whatever you want. Time goes by pretty fast when I'm cooking and chatting with Aki. He seemed to really want to talk, seeing how I could barely get a word in. It was all about tennis, too. By the time I finished cooking, he was still talking like there was no tomorrow. It's hard to getting him to shut up once he gets started. Was I this passionate about it when I was his age? Oh, wow, it's already 10:30 p.m. I told Aki I'd go to sleep just a little while after him, and he's already been gone for over an hour. Blasted video games, always distracting me. I hear the sound of the door opening. I see my mom coming in. Once she sees me, she looks surprised. Oh, Yuichi, you're still awake. Did you make dinner for Akiyoshi and you? Is everything okay? Everything's fine, Mom. You don't have to freak out every time you come home late. Aki's already gone to bed. I'm sorry, sweetie. You know I worry about you too. Oh, and by the way, I got a call from one of your teachers today. What? He said you forgot a racket at the locker room. Honestly, you should be more careful. You know those have been custom made for you. Sorry. Phew. For a second there, I thought she'd spoken to Katsuragi-sensei. No, wait. There's something wrong with what she just said. That's weird. I always check my bags before leaving, and I had everything with me. I pick up my tennis bag near the door and check it over again. Yep, everything's here. Who's the teacher that called you? I think his name was Mikado? Hold on. I know I wrote it down somewhere. Lies! Mikado Amanuma? Yes, that's it. That's our coach. He hasn't shown up for practice for the past 3 weeks. I think it's safe to say he doesn't have one of my rackets. He probably just wants me to run some sort of errand for him. He's still your teacher. You can't just assume he's lying. You don't know him as well as I do. Yeah, sure. I'll talk to him tomorrow then. Assuming he even shows up. Good night, Mom. Night, sweetie. Once I'm in my bedroom, I decide to check my phone. Oh, it looks like Saya sent me a message. Coach called Mom today. Guess I forgot something at the gym? Wait, did he even show up today? Was he with you or something? I knew it. This is another one of his schemes, isn't it? Last time he told us he was taking us to watch a professional tournament in Tokyo. Instead, he took us to the club he used to work for and forced us to work as assistant coaches for the weekend. Said it would expand our horizons if we learned how it was dealing with a player. Ha! Knew it. He called me too. Called. Come on, do you seriously believe that guy? Wait, you too? Weird. Do you think he's up to something again? 100%. Yeah, it checks out. Okay, I'll deal with him tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep for now. Night. Night. Well, as long as Saya's dealing with him, there's no need for me to go. Hey, we hit the next day. Perfect time for a end of episode. I don't remember if all the days are like similar lengths, but if so, it's gonna be like 35 episodes before I get to character select. So I hope not. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed it, and thanks for watching as always, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.